think the biggest thing for him is he's taken on a leadership role that he really didn't take on the past 3 years, and just seeing him go out there and compete, whether he's playing inside or he's playing outside. He's helping out the young guys, and it's way better to see him now at this stage of him being able to be a leader and be a great player on the field.
JJ, Coach Brown was in here yesterday talking about how he was telling you guys that this bye week is just a chance to start over, sort of wipe the slate clean, have these last 5 weeks or last 5 games be sort of like a new season in itself. What does that look like to you? What are you guys doing to sort of install that?
I mean, I'll definitely agree with that. I think it's really refreshing coming off a bye week. Some people go home and get their minds cleared up, and it's definitely, I guess, a new season. We got this last stretch of games that are still very important. We're still capable of winning all the games. So just going in on Saturday and starting off fresh and getting that first dub.
JJ, what's the experience been like from your vantage point of playing with 3 different now quarterbacks in the course of the season? Obviously, magazines and things like that. Like, what's it been like, kind of juggling that offense with all those different guys?
It's definitely different. I know since I've been in high school, I've really always had just one quarterback the whole year. So they're all different quarterbacks. They all throw different. So just trying to be able to build chemistry with all 3 of them, it's kind of tough when they're not all in at the same time. So it has been a little bit hard, but at the same time, when the ball's in the air, we got to go make a play at receiver or any offensive position. But at the end of the day, they know who's going to be the best quarterback, and whoever's back there, I know can make a play.
So with Jacoby in there now, obviously his last 2 games, how different is he from when he left North Carolina to now, and then also even from, if you want to say, his first start of this year to where he's at this point?
I think another thing for him is also just leadership. When he was first here, I know he just was a guy who just throw the ball as far as he can. And now he's able to, adjust, the offensive line. He's able to read the defense a little bit better. And he's taking more control of the offense. He'll tell us, if you think you can beat this guy one-on-one, you tell me I'm going to get the ball to you. Whenever he first was here, he wasn't saying things like that. So for him to give us a chance, it helps us out, helps our confidence in knowing that he believes in us and that we can make all the plays.
What was the difference for you, perhaps emotionally, crossing the goal line, scoring a touchdown wearing Tylee's jersey, as opposed to the other ones you've scored wearing yours?
I mean, that probably has been my favorite memory of football, ever, honestly, just because how close me and Tylee were, and just being able to do that for him, it was something that I'll always be grateful for and appreciative. But yeah, it definitely was a special moment, and that's something I definitely will never forget.
What about when you put the jersey on, put it over the pads, and maybe looked at yourself in the mirror and saw 1-3 there?
It was actually pretty cool to just see that 1-3 back out there. He hasn't really been able to put the jersey on. He wasn't able to put the jersey on for a while, and some of the young guys never got to see Tylee even put shoulder pads on. So for me to be able to see just that 13 and shoulder pads, it kind of was nostalgic, and it just, like I said, it was just a blessing for me to be able to rep that number for him, and that's something, like I said, I'll cherish forever.
JJ, we saw the celebration, even on the one ball down the field with was it a Superman? What can you tell us what that was? There was some chest pounding.
I don't know. It was just the first thing I thought of. I'm told myself, any play I make, it's because of him, and I know he had my back, and yeah.
What was maybe the most special aspect of your relationship with him away from football? I know you've known him for a while. What was something that was very uniquely Tylee that really isn't a football thing?
I know everyone says it. I mean, he was very quiet, but when you hear it all the time, when you get to know somebody, find out how funny they are and how loud they are. So Tylee honestly is pretty loud. That's something that I told him all the time. That he talks very loud, and it's something I guess people from South Carolina do. I know that's a bond that we had, which was really cool. And he also, like I said, he took me in like a little brother, which was also perfect. When I first got here, some of the old heads really weren't too fond of me being here. I mean, that is what it is, but Tylee always was right there and making sure that I was good, whether it was on the field or off the field.
That'll open up some new questions there on that one.
What do you mean, JJ?
When we talked to Mac last week about Tylee, he said they thought they found a diamond in the rough. He was this long kid with great hands, and he had the right kind of attitude. Go back to Tylee before he was diagnosed. What kind of player was he?
I think our chaplain Mitch said it the best. He's like a Cadillac. I know he kind of referred to him as that, just because he. I remember during like testing over the summer, he had the highest vertical. He had the fastest 40. You know, he had like the best hands. He physically was the best receiver we had on the roster. And I know heading into that spring of 2022, me and him were competing for the same spot on the outside. And so I knew how good of a player Tylee was, and it was definitely. I mean, who knows what the outcome would have been, but he definitely would have been like a key player for us, because he definitely could have made a lot of plays.
Did you guys cross paths at all in high school?
Yeah, we played against each other in high school. I remember his school came down to play me, and I let up 3 touchdowns, and then his school kicked our ass. But that's, yeah.
You touched on the humor a little bit earlier. I mean, I know some people kind of describe him as a little sassy. Like anything like that kind of stand out, funny memories like that.
Yeah, he was definitely a diva. I mean, he was a little sassy, but I think I know they implemented a new rule with the nutritionists. We weren't allowed to eat cereal, but Tylee asked for cereal, and you can't have cereal. So he went to the store and like brought his own cereal to the meeting. So ever since then, our nutritionists have given us cereal to eat, which I'm thankful for, because now I get Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So I ain't tripping.
And on that note, we were talking to some of the guys about, but just what does it mean to you to see, the Tylee Craft Nutrition Center, they're putting up signs. I know we were just told, UVA is going to be wearing the Tylee Strong stickers. Just what does all of that mean to you to see?
It means a lot. I'm just glad everybody else gets to see the legacy he's left on UNC and on Sumter and pretty much this nation. I know a lot of people that aren't even just like from here know his story, and I guess for me now, I just want to be able to share his story with as many people as I can, and hope that he gets to inspire as many people as much as he inspired me personally. So that's the biggest thing, is just knowing that Tylee was a motivator, he was determined, and he always, he inspired me every day to live life to the fullest.
JJ, how are you guys as a wide receiver group gonna be delegating like who gets to wear 13 on a given week? I know in practice you guys I think rotate it every day.
Yeah.
So I guess for Saturdays, like how you delegate like this is your week and this is your week.
I think we're gonna probably just do. I mean, I feel like the best thing is probably year-wise, the older guys will probably wear it first, and just based on how you practice, how you play, how you hold yourself throughout the week, you have to earn a jersey. I don't think it's something that you should just be able to be given, because I believe it's such an important number and important piece of this program. So it's something you have to earn, and I'm pretty sure that Kobe should wear it this week. I'm pretty sure Kobe's wearing 13 this week if you get.
And then can you also take us through a little bit like the process of you wearing it, the other week? Lonnie was in here talking, just a second ago, and he was saying that Tylee's mom said that she wanted to see it in the end zone and everything like that. Can you take us through, I guess, that Friday before the game of when you ended up deciding to obviously put that jersey on?
I don't know. I usually have nerves before every game, but I think this was probably the most calm I was before a game. Just knowing that, being able to wear that number and knowing that Tylee believed in me, it gave me a sense of, I guess, comfortness and calmness heading into the game. Just being able to know that, just go out there and play. Go out there and play for something bigger than you. Go out there and play for somebody, better than you as a person. So just being able to play for him, I just went out there and just played, freely, which was amazing. And then I guess to be able to get in the end zone, it's awesome to score, but and just with the circumstances that were going on, it made things 1,000 times better. And I'm just glad I was able to see 13 get in the end zone.
JJ, we've always known you as an outgoing guy. What has, for you personally, the last several weeks, I assume it's been a range of emotions. What has it just been like for you with his health going downhill, trying to get out of this losing streak on the football field? What has this been like for you personally these last couple of weeks?
No, it's definitely been tough. Like you said, I'm more of a pretty much outgoing guy, but I think since the beginning of the year, there's been a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I know I can't really just always you know, I guess, let me see. I guess played with my emotions. That's probably the best way I can say it. You know, I don't want to be always sad one day or too high one day. I just want to be able to find like a happy medium and just live life. I think ever since Tylee's passed, I've looked at every day differently, regardless of, you know, let's say you have a great practice, you have a bad practice, you do good on a test, you do bad in class or whatever. Just always be positive at the end of the day. You know, like with football, you know, I haven't played, you know, the way I wanted to, the way I thought I could play this year. And then there's been times where I thought I have played well. And then with Tylee's health, and then we've also got a bunch of other things going on.
Yeah.
So just being able to balance everything, it has been pretty tough. But at the end of the day, you know, you just gotta go out there and compete. So.
Do you remember what the last thing you said to him was?
I told him I loved him, and I remember the first thing that he said to me when I walked into his room he said, "What's the moves tonight?" I said, "Well, I'm going to sleep, buddy. So I don't know what we doing." But I told him I loved him. He told me he loved me, and I feel like the best feeling that I had was being able to hear that he knew that I was wearing his number and that he saw me score. So, like, once I heard that, I'm just, like, I broke down into tears just because I was so happy that he got to see that moment and got to see that, you know, 13 is in the end zone and that everybody truly loves him.
We should do that.
I think that's probably a good place to stop. Thank you, JJ.
Thank you, JJ.